League of Legends patch notes are crucial for improving your gameplay. Riot Games regularly releases patches to adjust champions, items, and game mechanics, keeping the game balanced and fresh. Paying attention to these updates helps you stay current with changes and adapt your playstyle accordingly. Patches often fix imbalances by nerfing overpowered champions or buffing weaker ones. This ensures no champion dominates for too long, and by knowing the changes, you can adjust your strategy. Staying aware of which champions are stronger or weaker in each patch can give you an advantage. The patch notes also impact the overall game meta, which refers to the popular strategies and champions at any given time. A buff to a champion like Hecarim might lead to more people using him, so knowing these trends can help you anticipate what you'll face in your games. For competitive and ranked play, understanding patch notes is key. Pro players and high-level teams analyze every update to tweak their strategies. Keeping up with patches can help you draft more effectively or avoid using champions that have been weakened. Patches can also alter individual champions' playstyles. A small change in range, damage, or cooldowns can shift how you use a champion, whether you need to play more defensively or aggressively. This applies to items and runes too. Adjustments to core items can force you to rethink your build paths and strategies. Sometimes patches also bring changes to game mechanics, like how the jungle works or how objectives like dragons behave. These changes can alter the pace of the game, so staying informed helps you adjust your approach. Overall, reading patch notes helps you avoid unpleasant surprises, keeps you on top of the meta, and ensures you're always playing optimally with the most up-to-date knowledge. League of Legends Patch 14.19 brought a series of impactful changes that could significantly affect player performance and strategies. Here's a detailed look at the key adjustments and how they may influence gameplay. K'Sani received substantial changes, particularly with his ultimate ability, All Out. It now deals physical damage instead of magical, with added bonus armor penetration. This tweak makes him more effective at shredding tanks, especially in extended fights where bonus resistances come into play. His overall damage and utility were slightly nerfed, but the rework aligns him more closely with his bruiser playstyle. The reduction in dash speed from footwork might make him more vulnerable in tight engagements, and changes to the all-out duration and dash mechanics will limit his mobility options. Tristana experienced adjustments that impact her burst and poke potential. Her rocket jump has reduced base damage, but now scales more aggressively with AP, making hybrid builds an intriguing option. The increased attack range and improved attack speed ratio from rapid fire enhance her early game poke, possibly giving her more lane control. However, the passive damage of explosive charge was reduced, which slightly weakens her late-game scaling. Vladimir was affected by a nerf to Sanguine Pool, with healing from minions being reduced. This makes his landing phase more challenging, particularly in matchups where sustaining health is critical. Patch 14.19 also introduced adjustments to key items, particularly for ADCs and assassins, which may shift the meta. For ADC items like Phantom Dancer, Renan's Hurricane, and Kraken Slayer, reductions in movement speed and attack damage slow down hypermobile ADCs and demand more precise positioning in team fights. Static Shiv also had its attack speed and damage reduced, making it less effective in burst trades. Assassin items such as Yumu's Ghostblade and Edge of Night saw cost increases and nerfs to lethality and ability haste, making these items less efficient in fast-paced assassin gameplay. As a result, assassins must rely more on skill and timing to secure kills. Mages who rely on items like Rod of Ages, Rylai's Crystal Scepter, and Hextech Rocket Belt will notice reduced AP and health, slightly weakening their sustain and damage output. Tanks using items like Frozen Heart and Thornmail were slightly adjusted to balance durability and damage output better. These changes have a substantial impact on overall gameplay. The nerfs to ADC and assassin items will likely slow the snowball potential of these classes, creating longer mid and late game fights. Meanwhile, tanks, though affected by item nerfs, might see an increase in viability due to the overall decrease in burst damage from other classes. For champions like K'Sani and Tristana, these adjustments mean players will need to adapt their playstyles, focusing more on efficiency and timing than brute force. Patch 14.19 seems poised to create a slower, more tactical meta, rewarding players who excel in precision and adaptability during fights.